I'm Callan Murray, I'm from South Africa, 20 years old. I've been riding for 5 years and it's my first year as a professional jockey, and yeah, I'm just really excited to be here.
I know that you have no racing related background at all. Why would you like to take this as your career?
Like, one of my dad's friends is a steward in South Africa, and I was quite smaller than I am now then, and he suggested that I was the right fit for the thing, and I think it was October that he told me to apply. I applied in October and I was there in January, so it happened really quickly and I haven't looked back. I've loved it.
So at the age of 15, and then it's exactly 5 years ago, and then you moved from your house just like Redden to in Johannesburg to the racing academy, right?
Yeah, so I had to, in order to become an apprentice, I had 3 more years of school, so I had to go to Durban and I did my education there, and then the last 2 years of my apprenticeship I was able to move back to Johannesburg, where there's a bit more racing, more frequently, so I think that was really beneficial and it all worked out.
I have talked to so many jockeys from South Africa, and they always told me that what they have learned is to make a nice coffee to the senior.
Yeah, oh,
Is that true?
Yeah, no, it was one of our duties from when you start off, you know. You get the duties, cleaning their stuff and making them coffee, but it just comes with the territory.
So can you make a very nice coffee now?
I'm not that great.
So what you have learned from the school?
Oh, well, look, I've basically learned everything I know in racing from them, you know, all the basics and a lot more than that, you know. They were very helpful. I had some really good riding masters along the way, you know, Stephen Japp, Reese van Wyk, Lawrence O'Donoghue, yeah, and Felix Kudzi was also over there for a bit, so they were really big influences in my career that really helped. I also had Gary Waterson when I moved to Joburg, so they were all really helpful, and obviously Felix having international experience, he was really beneficial to me, really instilled that I need to work hard to make it, and it's certainly paid off.
I can say you're really, really lucky. Of course, you worked so hard to reach your position, but on the third ride, you already obtained your first winner in your career, right?
Yeah,
in November
yes.
2013.
Yeah, my third ride, it happened quite quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a funny story because I led the whole race, like 2 lengths clear of the field,
Yeah.
and coming to the line I had won by about a length,
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe it. I still asked the other jockeys, did I win, you know? And I was a length clear the whole race, but I was just so excited.
From January, you just like your career simply just take off.
Yeah, no,
so
it's
you
catapult.
graduate from the apprenticeship, and then you won 3 Group 1s in a day, right?
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of my career. Yeah, this year's just been an absolute catapult and just launched it up in the air, and I'm just enjoying the moment whilst it's happening.
You have gained a lot of support from big trainer, Mighty Court. So how can you just like get contact with him?
Yeah, look, like he's just been really helpful from day one. He actually gave me my first race ride, and he's just been really beneficial, and he's actually he's a really nice guy to work for. He's you know, he understands everything, and he knows a lot about racing. He's very wise, so it's nice for me because I can also always go to him for some knowledge or for some advice when I need. I also get along really well with his son, who I talk to most of the time, and a lot of the time he's running the yard in South Africa when Mike is needed to go overseas, which he often is. So I work really well with Matt, and I'm able to communicate with Mr. de Kock.
I'm sure that you will have more chances to go overseas because Mighty Court is a trainer that who loves to send horses running all over the world.
Yes, of course. I know he's obviously one of his bigger places that he goes to is Dubai, where he's very successful. He's got his jockeys over there that ride for the Sheikh, but hopefully one day down the line I'll be able to ride for him there.
So you're going to beat Christophe Sauvignon?
Oh yeah, I'll have to beat him to it. But for now, he's got a lot on me, and he's a great jockey who I actually look up to. So yeah, one day I'll hope to be in his shoes.
One time you have the opportunity to work with Dale Hayes, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was in Oz with him for 2 months. It was a great experience.
Yeah, so he is hard to work with?
No, he was really smooth to work with. I'll be honest, the whole trip actually worked out like a working holiday, and I gained a lot of experience.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to ride a couple winners whilst I was over there, and also view Australia. It's a beautiful country and I really enjoyed it.
One of your dreams is coming to ride in Hong Kong, and now you make it at a young age of 20. So what brings you to Hong Kong?
Yeah, look, it's crazy because look, obviously when I started, you always want to be in Hong Kong, the best racing in the world, and I didn't think it would happen this soon, and when I got the call up, I was really excited, and when I got offered it, I'd had to leave in a week. Yeah. So I had to make my decision very quickly, and it's not something I could think of on my own because I had no experience doing it. So I got in contact with a few jockeys, Johnny Gerudis, who is very involved in Mike de Kock's stable, so I'm able to talk to him, and he just mentioned to me that it's an opportunity that I'll learn a lot from, so I have to take it with both hands. And then I also spoke a lot to Anton Marcus, who has been really helpful in my career throughout, and yeah, he had mentioned to me that you know, what I would learn here in 2 months, you know, is almost what I could learn in a year in South Africa. So it's really huge that he gave me the advice, and he said to me that I've got to take it with both hands. And I also was able to speak to Mr. de Kock and Matt, and they also agreed that.
What attracts you the most?
I think it's just the racing, you know, it's on a whole nother level. It's so professional, great horses, great jockeys, and you know, everything just, as I said, is so professional, and you're riding with the best, also the best trainers. So you know, it's just, you got to be at your best at all times and to be competitive.
Compare with Hong Kong racing, South Africa racing, and Australian racings, any differences between three of places?
Yeah, South Africa is probably the most different. I found Australia and Hong Kong was more similar, you know, no false rails and tighter tracks, but I do love the genuine paces they go here. It's nice for me to see, like often I've ridden in South Africa and even in Australia where they bring the pace back and often go slow and sprint for home. Yeah. But what I like about here is you can almost have a horse off the bit the whole race and it still finds, and it's just something that I could take home. And you know, if I end up going the paces that I learn here on fit horses, you could definitely outsmart the field behind you. Yeah. So yeah, it's really interesting to learn, and also all the sectionals and that sort of thing that's available to you here. It's really quite unbelievable.
So what's the biggest challenge for you riding here?
For me, actually, the biggest challenge is living on my own. I'm not used to that. I've grown up with the domestic work in the house. That's actually like a part of our family, you know. I've had a lot done for me. It's just the way it is in South Africa, you know. And, you know, coming over here and living on my own and cooking for myself, I'm not great at it either. Yeah. So I've been eating some bad meals over the last couple of days, but you learn by your errors. So, and yeah, doing the laundry and that, it's all really different. I've shrunk a good couple clothes, so I'll have to go shopping and get some more. But yeah, no, it's been a bit of a challenge, but I'm learning from it, and you need those skills for life. So
at this point, do you have any special memory or special winner that you can share with us?
My most special winner would have to be Dio Givente in the main Group 1 that I won on the 3, you know, because it did round off the day, you know, put the cherry on the top. He was also an outsider, so it was nice to grab it. But that day was something special. But you know what, every winner means a lot to me, but you know, I could probably pinpoint that one.
When you go through your briefly 5 years career, so there's a up and downs?
Yeah, look, I've pretty much had a pretty smooth ride. I did have one injury that set me out for 5 months. I fell, or 4 months, sorry. I fell off a horse and injured my hip, and I had to have an operation. And that was before I started race riding, and I was very eager to start racing. And then the injury sort of set me back quite a long way, you know, because what happens is you in a group of 12 kids that started, and you just you're competitive to try and be the best of the 12, and that set me back 4 months, and they all started getting going, and I was so jealous. And I think it's a good thing though, because it drove me to want to. Yeah, I was basically starving to get into it, you know.
I know that you are the man who loves speed. So rather than horse racing, you love motocross races, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that from a young age, but unfortunately it's a bit risky to take part in now, you know.
I think horse racing is risky too.
Yeah, it is risky, but it's my job, so I don't mind. I don't want to risk that doing something else.
Anything that you can share with us about yourself that no one knows?
I'm pretty normal, you know. One thing is, like, I don't have too many other hobbies. Like,
you're boring.
I wouldn't say I'm boring, but I wouldn't like go. I'm not a great golfer, so that doesn't work for me. But one thing I do enjoy is just in my spare time spending it with friends and family. You know, that I could say that's my hobby. You know, just socializing with friends and family. That's what I really enjoy doing.
Can you tell us about your family? How your parents teach you over the years, educate you to be such a positive person?
Yeah, look, I've been really fortunate to have the great parents I do have, and yeah, they've just always been pretty, like, kept me in line and kept me disciplined, but at the same time given me a lot of leeway to do what I needed. So I've been really lucky with them, and I think they've definitely been a huge influence in my life, and yeah, I'm just really grateful to have them.
Is it hard for them for giving you the chance at a young age to leave home to the racing academy and then coming to Hong Kong or riding in different countries?
Yeah, I'll never forget the day 5 years ago when I walked into the academy. There was tears on their eyes, and I realized that this, you know, I'm leaving their home and going on my own. And I moved back home at the beginning of this year. I haven't bought a house yet, so I've been living with mom and dad for the past 4 months, which has been really nice, and they'll come visit me over here, which is going to be great.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
You know, I wouldn't put. I'd like to be winning international races all over the world, you know, and I would like to have a championship to my name. Wherever it is, you know, so a proper jockey one. So I've achieved an apprentice one, so that's pretty much what I want to have done by then. And I suppose you're always getting thrown challenges in this game, you know. You can be at the top one day and at the bottom the next day, so I think consistency and hard work is very important.